Space News 20, April 14, 2024. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. There is no news about the 2 Centauri Black Knight pilots who ejected from the crash that occurred during the April 8 eclipse, but the Alfreton High Command has informed that they are not believed to be in captivity, rather they are hiding among the human population in that area of northern Mexico. Perhaps they are moving as far away from the crash site as they can, before removing their cloaking devices, which are believed to be the ones artificially preventing them from being detected by the Earth's governments, who would like to have a couple of ET in their hands, but that would also block their friends from finding and rescuing them. As there is nothing more to do other than wait, on the night of the 12th of April, Queen Alanim retracted her Hashmalim Special Forces operators, in another classic dust-off extraction. She brought them home, back up to Starship Toleka, where they will be ready to go down again to help the Centauri pilots if needed, but there is another reason why they were brought back here again, as you will see next. The Taygetan starship, Asterope, which is a large Alcyone-class dreadnought, arrived in Earth's orbit on the morning of Saturday, April 13, close to noon, Central U.S. time. Large starships cannot descend from hyperspace close to Earth, because it would endanger all the other starships parked there, as well as the ones moving slowly in the same area, so they must jump out of hyperspace far out, still in interplanetary space. Once out of hyperspace, they must start to brake to reduce speed with their reverse thrust engines, so when they finally arrive close to Earth, they can carefully approach the highly transited area with caution, at low speed, while also being guided by the local space traffic control, which is located in the Andromedan biosphere ship, Viera, who will guide them to their designated orbital altitude parking space. Starship Asterope took almost 3 hours to complete her approach to Earth, where she accommodated herself next to Starship Toleka, with space traffic control's help and guidance. Asterope's main mission is fleet defense, as so will be Alcyone's, but many of their crew members will also participate in the Taygetan incursion on social media, which would be conducted mainly by Starship Alcyone, when she arrives later this month, but with Asterope taking the lead now, as she is already here. As I explained before, and I must leave this very clear, is that the Taygetan incursion on social media is a medium to long-term project, as the crew members who will be involved in it must be carefully trained first, and this is the case for all of them, on both starships, Asterope and Alcyone. Only when they are trained enough, they will slowly enter social media, but will not openly state who they are, as they will be posing as starseeds. The purpose of this experiment or mission is to elevate the consciousness of the planet with more positive people, who will be sharing their ideas and vibration-elevating concepts, all to uplift the planet's average consciousness levels, as the theory goes. As this mission required new crew members to enlist, for both Alcyone and Asterope, this mission had to be widely promoted back in Tema, in Taygeta, to spark the interest in the population to participate in it. The details of it have been shared over the Taygetan media, to call it some way, as media does not work there as it does on Earth, but some of it may be comparable, especially when it is related to scientific subjects and important news broadcasts. The Taygetan's response was far greater than what was expected, because at first it was calculated that there may not be enough crew members to complete the necessary crew for only one starship, but now it looks like there will not only be more than enough for 2 starships, but nearly 3,000 applicants did not meet the requirements to be accepted into that project, and were left in a long waiting list. This is a great change from only a few years ago when Alanim couldn't find anyone with the desired characteristics to be accepted as a new Toleka crew member, although for Toleka those requisites are far more demanding, as anyone accepted here would be working closely with the Taygetan queen. As this project was widely promoted in Taygeta, especially in Tema, it became media notorious there. Therefore, the arrival of the first of the two ships involved in the project also had to be shared in Taygetan media. Both Asterope and Alcyone are media stars in Taygeta right now, although this project has already leaked to other civilizations, mainly in the Pleiadian star system, as interesting results may come from it. Please remember that anyone out there posing as a Taygetan from any one of the ships must be taken as fake, unless I say otherwise here, on my YouTube channel. Although, remember that I won't, or at least not for some time until things change, because part of the required parameters are precisely not to state who they are. So, as the arrival here of the starship Asterope is Taygetan media notorious, a lot of cameras and news people were present at her arrival here, when the Asterope's crew detachment and ranking officers came on board Starship Toleka for the welcome ceremony conducted by Queen Alanim herself, her sister Nishera, and myself. Queen Alanim and her second-in-command and sister, Nishara, wore their gala uniform, which consists of super-ornamented armor over the spandex-like spacesuit, boots, and cape. While I was dressed in a white long dress, as you can see in the carefully made picture, with a false background. I had been quite nervous since the day before, because of the news about Asterope's arrival, especially when I was told here that I was expected to dress like that. I stood on a low stool in my room, while Alanim, Nishera, and my mom, Athena, with their Shinanim assistants, dressed me up, placing on me several layers of dress, which included some sort of subframe, and a soft, non-invasive corset, which was very uncomfortable to be non-invasive, as they said it would be, and I had to be standing there for almost an hour. The reason for this is because this was a very media event for Taygeta, and as countless people would be seeing it, I had to be in my role as the Taygetan princess heiress. So I was standing, or sitting next to Alanim, Nishera, and the captain of Toleka, Eridania, during the short welcoming ceremony, where it was Queen Alanim who did most of the talking. Alanim presented each one of us there, and then she gave a speech about what is known about the situation of Earth and its surroundings, including the Galactic Federation, our relationship with it, and the politics involved. Then she also made a speech about how difficult the living conditions are for the human population, the difficulties star seeds must face, which makes living there one level harder for them as they know there are much better ways to live. And then Alanim concluded her speech by telling them all about the challenges they will face here, and also while using human social media, when the time comes, I insist, and all the dangers of being unprepared to deal with and talk to humans on Earth. I hardly said hello, yet the cameras were all on me, as everyone in Taygeta wanted to know who would be their next queen. It was not my role to give any speech, although Alanim invited me to do so, if I wanted, but I declined. And I can't deny that all this made me very uncomfortable, as I am not used to receiving that much attention, but as my friends said, I better get used to it. I consider myself to be more of an introverted type, but I guess that is because I spend much of my time by myself writing for my YouTube videos, as well as making them. I usually don't talk to anyone outside my close circle of family and friends here, but I insist that around 80% of my time I spend by myself, I like it and I am quite used to being alone. After the welcoming ceremony was over, I retracted to my room, where I took off the very nice girl dress, with the help of my mother Athena, and I slipped into something more comfortable. And then I took some time to relax after all that frenzy, while I gathered strength for the following welcome party which would start shortly. I played some relaxing video games, while I started to hear a thump 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 of earth pop music coming from the lower area of the ship, where the party was starting, in the area of the pool, and the red saloon with the grand piano. I said to myself, oh, no, Yaji is starting to pervert those newly arrived, innocent, green Taygetans who have never heard Earth's pop music. So I put on another dress, this one not as long, and not as elaborate as the first, and I went to join the party for a while, as I don't have a strong party tolerance, as I like to go to bed early. During the welcome ceremony and even more so during the party, Yaji, little Sophia Swaruu, was all over the place, and talking to everyone. As I am more of an introverted person, Sophie is extremely extroverted, as she can easily engage with strangers and in a matter of minutes, if not seconds, she is all over them, asking questions about their lives and motives to come here. And as she is such a cute, beautiful little girl, she wins people over very easily, so she quickly became the most popular person in the part, as she had something to do with everyone there, even knowing the new arrivals by name and all. And there are many new arrivals as the Asterope has no less than 475 people on board, most of which ended up here inside Toleka, at the pool area where the very large party took place. I don't even know how many people came on board, all by shuttle, ship to ship, but hundreds of them. Then I must add the crew members of the Saskatchewan, and the ones of the Vigilant Eagle as well. So it's been quite a while since I've seen so many people here, and honestly, it overwhelmed me, and a lot. And it overwhelmed me even more so, not only because I feel I am an introverted person, but because it is hard not to notice how much attention all those people have on me, all the time, because of my princess role, I guess. I felt all the eyes were on me, especially while I walked past, so I ended up sitting in a corner with my closest friends during the party, hiding from the people as I tried to resist the temptation to eat what I know is not good for me. I must say that most of the food was brought to Toleka for the party, by the crew members of the Asterope, so as not to overtax Toleka's resources. So, no, I was not paying for all this with my YouTube channel. I stayed there with them while I watched little Sophie, Yaji, move from table to table, from one group of people to the next, like a little busy bee. And then I retired to my quarters for the night. I was truly exhausted after such a long day. As I woke up today, I did what I had to do, I took a shower and dressed up, and then I turned on my computer and wrote these words, to share what happened with all of you. As a last comment, when the Asterope arrived, she positioned herself on the starboard side of Toleka. I could see her from the bridge's windows. I was very impressed at such a beautiful and large starship, with all her lights on contrasting with her shiny black hull which reflected what was around it, including some moonlight. Contrary to most large starships which are flat black, Asterope is bright polished shiny black, which makes her look really impressive, even more so than what she already is. I was also quite impressed to see that it has its name on its side, in electric blue backlit letters. It reads, Asterope, in Taygetan. This will be all for today. Thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love, your friend, Mari Swaruu.